Bears latest podcast, episode 127. This whole episode right here brought to you by Underdog. Your phone, it's in close proximity to you right now. I'll guarantee it. Pick it up, boop, scan it. That's Underdog for you. We will get to a promo code football fan in the future, but you still want to have fun in this dark times of football. Underdog is the way to have it. So shout out to Underdog for sponsoring this video. Episode 127, Bears latest podcast. I'm your host, Colton St. Vincent. We aren't a salty bunch here, but we will be salty for one tiny little segment called Referees Calls. We've got 3 calls I'm going to complain about. I'm going to be salty about. Little salty splatoon, how are ya? Number 1 is going to be second quarter roughing on Gervon Dexter. I believe, let's see, number 65 for the Rams was just sort of jogging, feels the giant body of Gervon Dexter, and just completely LeBron flops onto the ground. Maybe it's because he's a giant human himself and he's not used to running full speed like that, but I think it was a huge flop. Second quarter, very end of the half, to make it 10-10. Got them into field goal range, and instead of a halftime deficit, it's a tie ball game. So that one sucks. That one, I think, is one of the weakest calls of the game, and I think it really is going to be a bigger impact than people think. Here's the thing, guys. Before we even get on to number 2 and number 3, I don't think these calls are the reason the Bears lost. I think it would have been nice to get those to fall in our favor. However, I can't say nice to fall in our favor when we had one of the greatest playoff throws of all time. That's incredible. That's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So don't sit here like I'm pouting, crushing my, I'm sad. No, it's fine. I'm fine. Anyway, play number 2, Davante Adams catch. Here's my opinion. I think it was a catch. It was the same call that the Bills just got screwed on one day earlier. 2 entire fan bases could be furious at the NFL for opposite sides of the call. I think if you have to determine if it's one or the other, if you're the NFL. What am I talking about? It's when Davante Adams makes the catch and sort of rolls on his back. I believe there's like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Tyreek Stevenson is over him, kind of grabs the ball as Davante's on the ground, comes away with it, ball in the air. They gave it to Davante Adams. His knee was down. He completed the catch. Yada yada yada. That's the same call that the Bills got screwed on because they gave the Broncos the football after that. So it was an interception for the Broncos. They win the game. This one's not an interception for the Bears. They lose the game. Am I saying that has any correlation? No, I'm just stating 2 facts. May or may not be related. Who the frickin' heck knows? And then one final one that I actually saw live. I thought I was being a baby because normally I am. But 3rd and 7 in overtime, the second last play of the game. Ferguson is kind of hand fighting, and he grabs C.J. Gardner-Johnson's face mask, and he's yanking it around and such. That would have been a face mask, personal foul that would have kicked him on back out of field goal range, completely changing the game. And that's kind of it. That's kind of all I got on the matter. That just shows, I'm just stating facts. Whoever receives calls on the 50-50 calls usually wins the game. Someone has to receive them. It's 50-50 for a reason. One more quick thing. This is not a call. This is a player. As you can see by the side over here, DJ Moore did not flatten, or whatever you want to call it, on this route in overtime. This is the play that Caleb threw his interception on that I'm going to be thinking about for a long time. It looked like such an unnecessary throw, but from all the film breakdowns I saw, there's like a Chase Daniel, there's some other people on like NFL Network. People are talking about this play like it should have been a flat cut. It's sort of pretty much there was Luther Burden and DJ Moore. Luther Burden was going like on a post route to sort of grab two secondary defenders this way. And while DJ Moore could have just flattened under while these two guys were getting taken, flat, space. You go back and watch the video. You will know what I'm talking about after hearing that description. Unbelievable description by myself. Now, why is it going to be quick? Because I love DJ Moore. I'm going to love him forever. May or may not be a cap casualty going into this offseason. We'll get into that in a later episode. But we lost a game in the playoffs on a season that just seemed like we were pulling stuff out of our ass. Magic everywhere. We knew there was flaws in this team. So I don't think this was like a wasted season. It was an unbelievable season. Super stoked for it. That's why I'm not terribly upset. I think we got more growth, especially me as a fan. I think the Bears fan base grew in confidence more by beating the Packers twice, once in the playoffs, and then losing a game like this. I think if we were to have the Rams for whatever reason in the first round and lost to the Packers in this round, I think it's just a completely different season. But I think things are changing, and I think it all starts in division, and DJ Moore is the reason for 2 Packer clutch victory ceiling catches. So be mad at him all you want for one little route, but the dude won us some games this year. So what is another way to win? Underdog. That's what I'm talking about right there. This video is brought to you by Underdog. Football playoffs are here. Underdog is the best way to get in on all of the gridiron action. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick if your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. Get them right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash, 5,000x your cash this weekend on Underdog. It's with a heavy heart that I have to keep looking forward. This is what Underdog is amazing for. Bears aren't in it, so I got to root for something. I am looking at conference championships with Drake May throwing lower than 224.5 passing yards, and Matthew Stafford will throw higher than 257.5 passing yards. Why? I think Drake May is still kind of bad. He's playing another really hard defense, and he was the lowest rated quarterback in the divisional round. Matthew Stafford, I think, was bottled up a little bit because of some scheme issues, some weather issues. This is going back to the crazy Thursday night game. This offense can go against that defense for whatever reason. He's throwing higher than that. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today. Scan right here with your phone. Use promo code FootballFan. $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code FootballFan. Underdog, make picks, win money. Thank you to Underdog for everything you do.
Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms DFSTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 helpline at 1-878 or text HOMI 467-369.
Now, positives. Caleb in year 2, we're going gut reaction on grades here. We will probably have an episode later on where we'll break down exactly why we think this, maybe some stats we're looking at now, some articles that we're going to read. We are going to educate ourselves. But for me, the gut reaction of year 2 gets an A-. I think going into the season, I was just hoping to see some sort of progression. And not only that, we saw a guy that is the guy. The dude doesn't care. We literally went from a guy who's like, oh, gee whiz, I hope we can win a couple games this year, to now he's the Iceman. He had 35 big-time throws this season. That is from Pro Football Focus. I believe that's like 20 more than he had last season. 5,000 total yards, 34 total touchdowns, 12 picks. Yeah, I think we got ourselves a quarterback. It's reassuring. I was about to have another freak out. We finally had the number 1 pick, and we needed to nail it. It looks like we might have nailed it. Another thing that your Chicago Bears might have nailed. Year 1, Ben Johnson. I think another gut reaction season grade for Ben Johnson, A. A+ would have been conference championship, Super Bowl run. Who the hell knows? The dude changed an entire city. The culture of this team is completely different. It's just guys are in there seem like they have fun. If you told me the good, better, best chant last year, if they said it the exact same way, but it was the same vibes as last year, I'd be like, dude, get Eberflus the fuck out of here. The fact that it is Ben Johnson doing it, and he's walking the walk, talking the talk, ripping his shirt off, great vibes. People like C.J. Gardner-Johnson, people like Nashawn Wright, people are popping up left and right. That great stories, great vibes. They all just love what's going on there. And shout out to Ben Johnson for building a hell of a coaching staff. Unbelievable coaching staff. We already lost Bieniemy from running backs coach. Now he's the OC back in Kansas City again. So it just shows you, man. Also, keep an eye out for Al Harris for the Packers DC position. That one would suck. He is a huge reason why we push such a turnover narrative, and that one would hurt. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because that was episode 127 of the Bears' latest podcast, Underdog Fantasy. Scan it right flipping now. Let's have some fun, folks. Bears season may be over, but thank you for watching. I love you, Ben Johnson. I love you, Caleb. I know you guys still watch every single episode, so we'll catch you guys tomorrow.